Any woman who thinks women and men are equal still can't admit two men are equal.
Huh?
How do you mean?
That means she doesn't care who she dates. But she rates two guys differently on a scale.
Yeah.
So how can two dudes not be equal, but a woman and a man are? Like, it's crazy.
Did you guys hear about this new bill that they're passing, which will make it so that women have to participate in the draft?
I love equality. I'm all about feminism, and I'm all about feminine equality.
Why? How come?
This makes me so happy. Well, because we're born to be equal.
Yeah.
And so if we're born to be equal, and if equality is what we're after, then we have to do all the same things, and we have to participate exactly the same.
Love that.
So yeah, I f***ing love it.
So the House of Representatives on Friday passed a measure to automatically register men aged 18 to 26 for selective service. The bill is part of the National Defense Authorization Act, which sets U.S. military and national security priorities for over the next. They also passed a measure to automatically register men ages 18 to 26 for selective service, and
What about automatically registering the females, all the bitches?
yeah, so all these sluts are also getting signed up. Yeah,
That's kind of crazy.
I thought we were already registered when we were.
I had to. I remember that.
Or is it when we started going to college and we want financial aid and all that?
When you hit 18, you fill out a draft.
But that's
Financial aid I
not
did.
automatically register. You have to register. This one, I think, you have to this one automatically registers you.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know I had a choice. I just thought that was the thing to do. When you're an American, you just 18, you just f***ing sign up, and then if there's a draft, you go. Like, I didn't know that.
We have to fill out a draft card when you're 18, I think. You have to.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you don't get a choice.
Well, I think when I was registering to vote, there's like a simultaneous thing that you can do. Yeah. Or like financial aid, or I forgot what it was, but there's a 2-for-1 kind of thing where you sign papers. They're like, you want to sign for the draft? And I'm like, yeah.
Well, if this passes, now it further adds it will require women to register with selective service.
So as soon as you're 18, you're just like, boom.
But do women not want this, or do they want this?
No, they want this because they want equality so bad.
Yeah,
So they want
women can't wait for this.
Isn't it a win
They're
for-
wet.
Isn't it another win for women though?
Yeah.
It's like, finally, we're seen as equals.
Yeah.
We're worthy of going to war with men.
I didn't see them campaigning for this.
Oh no, they're out there in the streets about it.
When they're out, they've been trying. They've been trying for the last 40 years, but the patriarchy won't let them.
Too strong. It was too strong.
Because I think they wanted to vote, and then I think right after they're like, I need to go to the front lines.
Yeah.
Front lines.
Yeah.
God damn.
I need to be in the infantry and be on the front
I
lines.
actually think
Senator Susan Collins from Maine said my thighs are steamy right now about this.
Senator Collins said that.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's cool though? I mean, the Ukraine war, the bunch of girls over there.
Yeah, didn't they enlist themselves?
They enlist themselves, and the stories that you hear from them is insane. I love my boys. I love my husband. That's why I decided to join the front line also. And then you hear a report about them saying they both just died due to artillery.
but if all the young women of the country die, then how's that country gonna stay alive for the next generation?
Their daughters, their kids that they left behind, to their mother. And
Well, that's gonna take another like 15 years until they're ready to start fucking having kids.
the time ain't ending, Joe. It's all right.
I don't know if it's a good idea to put women on the front line.
I think it's a stupid ass idea.
Wait, why do you guys think it's so stupid?
I personally don't think it's a good idea because just from seeing what like LAPD body cams of girls reenacting to a shootout situation.
Reenacting two shootouts?
Reenacting? Or you mean
Yeah, no, they're reenacting.
Not reenacting, but sorry, not reenacting, not training, but real life situation. They're at a car stop.
they don't shoot?
There's a video where
Not true. I've seen them shoot pretty.
Or sometimes they shoot crazy, like so they walk up to a fucking house and nothing's going on and they see a shadow, they blast into it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I saw a video of a LAPD chick goes, "I need you to come out your car." She doesn't even watch the dude, his hand or nothing, and he comes out, boom, blasts her thighs, and she goes, "Ah!" and just drops. Right? Check this out. Check this out. No. She's just like, I can't believe it's that. She's like, "Ah!" and she just fell.
She didn't shoot back. Or
She didn't shoot back. She
Sure
just
didn't shoot her in the pussy with that sound?
Why you gotta scream like that?
I read the report. It was the thighs.
Okay.
The partner was like, "Oh fuck!" Do. But now you watch the same scenario, same situation from a dude perspective.
Right.
It happened in a different state, Texas. Guy comes out, boom, gets shot in his hips. He falls, but instantly knows what to do. He gets shot, pulls out the gun, and starts smoking the cheesing him. He starts Swiss cheesing
That's
him, and then
That's actually the technical term.
Smoking Swiss
right
cheese.
there-
That is actually what it is.
that right
what it
there
said.
tells me, like, yo, maybe girls shouldn't be on the front line because they're prone to get killed more, and I wouldn't want to see that.
So what line should they be on?
Hello, 911.
Okay.
The hotlines. Telephone hotline.
They like being on the phone. They do like being on the phone.
Dude, my wife's always on the phone.
Dispatch, because emotionally, and they can think in the higher stress. This is how I think. No offense, ladies, but
Hey, they can multitask.
He said
no, they can. No, they can. But
Yeah.
I think they mentally they're way smarter, and then when the stress comes up, they can they're more composed.
You don't think they could, like, because the meme is always that the women would make the greatest detectives because, like, they look through everything and they gossiped all.
Yeah, but when it's not personal, they don't use their superpower.
They don't care, yeah.
It's not personal.
But no, once again, nothing against.
They
I'm not
just
saying.
don't.
I'm not saying all
There's a
girls
block.
are like.
They
that.
refuse.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all girls are like that, but from
But
what
if they're like suspecting, if they're suspecting you of cheating, ooh, espionage, they're in it.
Yeah.
But then they're not activated. They have to be activated. So like, if they're on the front lines, the only way we
Sleeper
activate them
cells.
is you bring their kids too.
Exactly.
Then it's activated. Then it's like, okay, we're ready for fucking war, right? But if there's no stakes, no one's in danger, they don't shoot back.
They're not gonna do anything.
They don't do it. They don't do it.
Yeah, because then you hear all these stories of women that can't even carry the groceries, but all of a sudden a kid goes under the car and they lift up the whole side of the car.
Yup. See?
And they're like, where the fuck did that strength
Superpower.
come from?
You see?
But
Where,
you
where
guys-
was that when I was trying to lift the fridge last night?
Exactly. Let's just try to scoot it over 3 inches.
They don't. You gotta activate the superhero gene in them. But it's not activated because they're like, well, why are we shooting? This is pointless, right? Soon as you put the fucking kid in the middle, oh my God, my son! Bah, 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 bah. Fucking John Wick, da, 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 da. Protecting the kid, and then she fucking brings the fucking package home.
Battle rolls out.
That's what it is. You guys remember the story where the police officer tried to grab her taser, but ended up grabbing a gun and smoking that dude in a traffic stop?
Yeah.
Simple stuff like that.
I mean, both cops be making that mistake though.
Huh?
All cops make that
When
mistake.
is the time you've seen a male cop make a mistake?
Well, look, the male
acorn
cops-
video.
Here's the
Have you
thing
seen-
about
Tell
male
me a
cops.
specific incident.
Right, male cops, if they make hell. Male cops, if they were to grab a gun, they grabbed the gun. They knew they grabbed the gun.
Yeah.
But the girl cops, what remember that story? She said she thought I grabbed the taser, and I Swiss cheese the dude. Like, come on, man, you don't fucking feel the Glock in your hand.
You're telling me there's a difference?
I could have sworn there's some guy cops doing the same
But
shit.
what happens if we draft women, right, and then you put them in the front lines against an opposing military that is all men?
So this is like
Good question.
what I think about is if we go back to all ancient like warrior societies, men are on the front lines, and then if you want to decimate the opposing force, you go to the opposing force, and if you kill off all the women, they can't reproduce. So you know the importance of women and the vessel that they carry life. So I'm like, keep those. If we want,
But modern women are not just baby makers, Bart.
that's the problem. Kill that lady. Kill that lady.
Send the boss bitches to the front line.
Well, that's literally true. It's like, how does this country keep going if you don't have the bodies and enough women to actually like,
We need to protect our
like
women.
one
Yeah.
guy can impregnate 10 women, right? But like a woman can be pregnant like one at a time.
Yeah.
So it's like if they go, then it's like what the fuck?
But there's also some concerns because you have to adjust what happens at the front line, right? So there's a GOP senator, his name's Chip Roy. He says, well, if we do add women in the front lines, we're going to start having to add a lot of coffee machines to the front lines as well. Because they can't do anything without the
And they have to
coffee.
have tampons in every bathroom.
Right.
Now they got to do
He said
brunches.
they can't do anything without
They have to
coffee.
do war brunches.
It's scientifically
Like,
proven.
don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me until I have my coffee. Yeah.
This is like
So then, if you're on comms and they haven't had their coffee yet, that's
There's
gonna
no
be a real,
communication.
that's a huge issue.
this feels like a situation where like just to prove a point, you're willing to have a worse army,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of dumb. It's like saying like,
I actually think they have a recruitment issue, so now they're desperate, and then that's why they need more bodies. Yeah.
And then what sucks is if you do this, I feel like all the enemies are like, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, you're gonna put your women on the front lines?
yeah.
Dude.
It's like the dream team going up against like the WBA of like Kazakhstan or something.
Yeah.
It's estimated to cost up to $22 billion worth of K-cups getting added into the military budget. Crazy. Not to mention the waste.
Well, I was watching how like the modern warfare these days, it's no longer gonna go back to those like days of like big nation armies coming together and like doing that. It's all gonna be missions, small operations, espionage, all that stuff. And then so if you really think about it, women are really good at espionage naturally.
Oh yeah.
Guys are kind of dumb.
That would be tight if they did get placed into like really like their strengths.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, because if you just replace men and women, you can't even have a surviving steel company. You can't even have a moving company become all women. Like that shit's gonna be too hard.
I highly doubt they're gonna put women in trench warfare and fucking driving tanks.
I'd play them to their strengths for
dude.
sure.
There are girls
But
in
the stupid
Ukraine.
ass bitches that are fighting for it, that's what they're fighting for though. They're like, why can't we be in the
But
front?
they're like fighting for other women to do it, which
They
sucks.
don't want to do it.
Yeah.
They're not the ones that are gonna go.
It's like all the people who do the charity shit where they're like, you should have to donate more of your money. It's like, you can donate to charity anytime you want, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
You know how many girls though just like seriously be like, if there is a war, I'm fucking going in the kitchen and making a sandwich. Fuck that shit. Like,
Me too.
you know, I heard that countless amount of times. They're like, I don't want to fucking go kill people. Like, who wants to? Guys don't want to do it. That's crazy, dude. I was watching this whole thing about how they fucked up in World War One. The UK, they thought it would be dope to let like bros and friends get together and like join the same unit because of like camaraderie. They thought morale and whatever, right? What they didn't account for was whole units being wiped out and then whole villages just not having the next generation.
That's tough. Yeah.
Because they're just like all the young men. Like, let's say you're one unit, and just the unit gets completely wiped. Nobody
Like that whole unit was all from Monterey Park, so that's
Exactly.
that's the future of Monterey Park. But they all get wiped out, so there's no future Monterey
It's
Park.
like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
If you're the nerd back at home that never deployed, you're getting all the puss.
Right. Oh yeah.
So you're like, woo, good for me.
You're the new alpha male. over there.
If you have two left feet, you're swimming in it.
The funniest notion to me is how any woman who thinks women and men are equal still can't admit two men are equal.
How do you mean?
That means she doesn't care who she dates, but she rates two guys differently on a scale.
yeah.
So how can two dudes not be equal, but a woman and a man are? Like, it's crazy. I'm not equal to the guy that's fucking 6'2" to you.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy.
That's good.
Yeah, how does your brain work where it's like
Clip that.
Men aren't even equal to each other, let alone like women.
it's like there's like black, gray, and white, and she's like, black and white look more similar than this dark gray over here.
Right.
You're like, huh?
That's
I
what's
don't
crazy.
understand
It's
how
like,
people.
meantime you're
people are
swiping on
not equal.
Tinder.
In general, people are not.
People are not
They're
equal.
not.
Yeah, nobody's
nobody's fucking
yeah.
I did hear a woman tell me, she's like, the only reason why women don't have the same strength records as men is because they're convinced that they can't do it from time
It's the patriarchy's fault.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is
They don't know how to do it.
But even that's the thing. It's
When do
like,
women listen to men though?
why doesn't the example show that like there's also dudes that can't do what a dude does?
Yeah.
Like that's more common.
It's the patriarchy. It's holding them down.
Dude, there's guys that aren't even part of the patriarchy. They're not even cool enough to be in
I
it.
know.